Let's learn about a creature once believed to be a spiritual watchman reincarnate. That wasn't proven true until the late 1980s. I'm Cody, and Cryptids Across the Atlas is taking a pit stop to learn about animals that used to be cryptids. The Moni people of Western Papua New Guinea have long held their ancestors in the highest regard, believing that when a respected elder passes away, their spirit did not simply vanish into the afterlife. Instead, it was said to take on a new form, a mysterious being that lived deep within the forest, a sacred place where the line between the living and the dead blurred. These ancestral spirits, known to the Moni as the Dingiso, were thought to inhabit the tops of trees, watching over their descendants from above. In Moni tradition, the Dingiso were not mere phantoms or memories. They were believed to be physical, actual, tangible beings, small in stature but powerful in their spiritual presence. They had dark hair that crowned their heads and unusual patches of white fur that decorated their abdomens, a feature that the Moni considered a mark of their sacred nature. These beings were said to lounge in the treetops, their watchful eyes ever vigilant, ensuring the safety and well-being of the tribe. The Moni people believed that these spirits were always near, quietly observing, guiding, and protecting them from the hidden dangers of the rugged forest. On rare occasion, it was whispered that the Dingiso would descend from their homes and walk among the living, and those fortunate enough to witness them spoke of the creatures walking upright, moving with a grace that seemed almost human. Such sightings were regarded as powerful omens, and were often comforting and awe-inspiring. For the Moni, the Dingiso were more than just spirits. They were a living connection to their past. The tribe's oral history was filled with stories of these mysterious beings, tales of how they would appear in times of great need, offering silent counsel or warning of impending danger. These stories were passed down through the generations, each one reinforcing the belief that the Dingiso were the true guardians of the forest, their presence a constant force in the lives of the Moni people. But to the outside world, the Dingiso were little more than a myth. The idea that a spirit could take physical form and live among the trees was dismissed as mere superstition, a fanciful story born from the isolation and the deep, impenetrable jungles of Papua New Guinea. That is, until the late 1980s, when a photograph began circulating showing a Moni tribesman standing beside one of these so-called spirits. The image was grainy, the details a bit unclear, but it was enough to catch the attention of Tim Flannery, an Australian scientist with a deep interest in the unknown. Flannery, an expert in various fields from mammalogy to paleontology, was intrigued by the photograph to say the least. The creature in the image appeared to be small, with dark fur and strange markings on its chest, just as the Moni people had always described. But there was something else, something about the way it stood, the way it seemed to blend seamlessly in with the forest around it, that suggested there might be more to this creature than mere legend. So, determined to uncover the truth, Flannery embarked on an expedition to Western Papua New Guinea, driven by the possibility that a new undiscovered species might be lurking in the remote forests. It wasn't until May of 1994, after years of searching, that Flannery finally encountered the creature the Moni had long revered. In the shadowy depths of the forest at an altitude of 4,200 meters, or around 14,000 feet, he finally came face to face with the Dingiso. It was then that the truth was revealed to him. This creature, once thought to be the reincarnate spirits of the Moni elders, was in fact a living, breathing species, a tree-dwelling mammal that no one outside the native tribes had ever seen before. And in honor of the native tribe's spiritual beliefs, Flannery chose to keep that beloved name, Dingiso, for the world to come to call this animal. Though over time, science adopted a new name for the creature, one you might have heard before, Dingiso, or tree kangaroo. We hope you found this pit stop refreshing. Now it's time to get back on the road and headed to our next cryptid destination. Be sure to keep those notifications on to get notified when we reach the next stop on our tour. And as always, thanks for touring Cryptids Across the Atlas. And don't forget to keep your eyes open. You never know what you might see just on the edge of the road.